What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tales from the Barrens. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
What's going on, dude?
Hey, we're here to talk about Tales 29, and we are joined by none other than Old Man Brad. Brad, what the hell's up, man?
Smooth and sultry old man Brad.
Oh, they call him the White Billy D. Williams.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, guys, it's going, man.
I'm happy to be back, as always.
Yeah,
We love having you, man. We
Not
really do.
100% happy, but we'll talk about those shorts in a minute.
Oh, Jesus, dude. God.
Are they dirty today? Did I not clean them enough?
No, apparently not. But we're here to talk about Tales 29. And boy, howdy, like Brad just said, there are some in here that are a little bit different than the others.
Gee, I wonder which one you guys are talking about.
They're all very different in
all
very different ways.
So Brad brought a short called Wake. Dustin brought one called the Sydney Barber Tapes. And I brought one called We Summoned a Demon. So letting everybody know right now from the jump, we walk through these shorts. Okay? We walk through them, we talk about it, we get enthralled with our storytelling, and then what do, Dustin? We take them over to the scare scale.
Okay.
I like being enthralled by storytelling.
There it is. What is the scare scale, Brad, you're asking? I'm so glad you asked. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, well, I always wonder.
The scare scale stands for story, creature, atmosphere, runtime, and effect. Each letter is a 0 to 1 rating, and then combined at the end, a 0 out of 5 for our score for the short. And then what we do is I take all three, then I average them, which gives us a grand total average for the short. So,
what's the maximum total you can have on a short?
Maximum total, 5.
Okay.
If all three of us pick a 5, I think the math means 5.
All right. My math is mathing. We're good.
Yeah, I think my math's
20?
mathing. But man, I'm glad we're back because during the holidays we decided to put Tales on like a break just because of how hectic and busy everyone gets during the holidays. But we are back to talk about some rad shorts. We have some sweet shit lined up for other shorts, and especially something coming up. Shut up, Dustin. And something coming up in April where we're going to get to watch a whole heap of them. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, dude. We'll talk about that maybe at the end of the episode.
Oh, sorry. I'm excited to talk about it now.
I am too, but we'll go further into that.
This is called a teaser, Dustin, and then the payoff is later, so they tune in all the way to the end.
Yeah. And you know what else teases me and pays off?
Have you ever podcasted before? That's how you do it.
Is that your first time?
It is. This is my first episode ever.
But you know what teases me and pays off at the same time, Brad?
I don't know what.
Pokemon? I think I know.
Creeporama.
They creeping.
Oh, dude, you can go over to Creeporama right now and get this rad ass Reaver shirt. And anything you want to purchase from their pre-order and or overstock, and you go down to apply discount and put Barrens 10 down in that code box, and you get 10% off your entire purchase.
In the code.
I don't know if everybody can tell that we're tired, but we're tired.
We're tired. So thank you again, Creeporama, for always having our fronts and our backs. We appreciate all the stuff you do for us, and your shit is just quality. It is quality shirts, quality prints. Everything's
it's above quality. It's ethereal.
It's beautiful.
And the more you buy, the more you save.
Yeah, there it is.
And the more you have in your house.
Yeah,
I don't do laundry that often.
Yeah, no, I was told that every time I buy a shirt, I have to throw away a shirt.
What?
That's how many shirts I have.
I get told that too.
Yeah.
Well, Dustin, I'm my own person, and I don't tell myself that.
But all right, if you guys wouldn't mind, I would like to kick off tonight's Tales.
No,
fine.
Please, Dustin, let me kick off my own tonight's Tales.
You can swim to it, but you can't kick it.
Please let me.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, just once. I'll allow it.
All right. So
once you'll allow it.
I brought a short called We Summoned a Demon. And Dustin, did this short feel familiar to you?
A little bit.
Yeah. Do you know why it felt familiar to you, Brad? Do you know why it felt familiar, Dustin?
No, enlighten me.
So this isn't the first time this director has been on Tales from the Barrens.
Oh, it's a returning person. I didn't even check to see who it was.
I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Chris McInroy.
What did he do before?
Death metal.
Oh!
You can't turn around and play the guitar like it's your dick.
Dude, all right. No wonder.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
All right, I'll hold my thoughts.
So I found this. Shut up.
He's got to adjust his rating.
Yeah, you're adjusting your rating now? Is that what's happening?
No, that does not. No.
So I was thumbing through and I was like, man, what type of short? Because of course I was the last one to put a short in the Discord.
Gee, what else is new?
I know. I'm busy, dude.
Same.
And I'm like, man, what? And I'm like, I want to watch a campy horror short, you know? And I'm thumbing through and I see this thumbnail, and of course it's Alter. And the most unfortunate thing with Alter is Alter likes to show you the money shot in their thumbnails.
A lot of the time they do, yeah.
We got 2 of those in this mix this week.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really the money shot, though.
And neither of them. But I was like, man, this looks pretty fun. So I put it on. And our short kicks off with 2 fellas in this warehouse. It reminded me immediately of like Creepshow because of the lighting in it, like the reds and everything. It was just like the tones of the lighting was phenomenal. And they're doing a ritual. And you have our boy laying on the floor. And you hear, all right, do it. And then 4 gallons of blood come pouring out of this chicken's neck because his friend is doing they're trying to make him cooler is the deal. They know a ritual.
Not very good with the women.
Am I cool?
He's a fucking nerd, you know. And my God, dude, he goes, "Oh, you got some on my shirt," and he's drenched head to toe in fake blood. And they're like, "Oh, well, I guess you did it wrong, so I guess let's go this way." And they start walking through the warehouse, but then we see the ground crack open. And then what comes out of there, Dustin?
A little puppet hand.
Some Stephen Cognetti fingers comes popping up out of the ground. And they're walking around through the warehouse like, man, we did it wrong. We should have done it this way. And all of a sudden, they see the figure standing over there. They're like, what the fuck is that? Turns out they summoned a demon.
It's the title.
Oh my God. This demon reminded me 100% of like Demon Knight.
Okay.
Like that's, my God, dude. He looked fantastic. He had the mohawk. He had the big glowing eyes. And also like, what's his face from Spawn? He has he had the big smile, right? It was a big Cheshire smile. Not the Devastator. Yeah, is it
the Violator?
Violator.
Yeah,
I'm not the Devastator. I'm the Violator. Anyways, starts chasing him down, and they go and fucking hide. And they're like, "Do you think he sees us?" Like they're peeking around a corner. Do you think he sees us? And he's like, "No, as long as we say absolutely still." And the guy in the back's like, "Do you think he fucking sees us over here, dude?" Why? Oh my God! And then the demon. They try to get past him. They try to get past the demon, and the demon stops him, and he touches our nerd guy in the forehead with his nail, and you see his eyeballs just start bleeding in his mouth, pouring blood. Right, and then with that happening, they no, that's before they encounter him. That's the first time they see him. That's when he touches him because he makes a comment about it. He goes, you were bleeding out of your eyes. And he's like, when was I fucking bleeding out of my eyes? And they try to do like a mantra to kind of, bring him back to normal. And this guy puts his thumb on his forehead and he goes, Dime Dembella, John Travolta. And the kid's like, did you say John Travolta? And he goes, no. Doe John Travolta. He goes, you just fucking said John Travolta. like he doesn't know what he's doing, dude. And then that's when they see the demon again for the next time, and they try to get around him, and the demon fucking whacks the big friend, knocks his ass to the floor, goes to the other guy, picks him up in a fucking chokehold, dude, and he's choking him out. His eyes are blazing, and he goes, "Be." The guy on the floor is like, "Be cool, demon. Be cool." And the kid focuses in on that, and he lifts up his fucking glasses and goes, "Hey, brother." After this, I was planning on going to get some tacos. You want to go? And that kid on the floor is like, "That was pretty fucking cool." gave him his fucking cool back, dude. And the demon kind of like starts calming down, and the fire. You see the fire fading, and he lowers him and sets him back down and backs up. And the guy on the floor goes, "Yeah, fuck you, demon. We got control of you." And the demon turns around and wow, right in his face, punches in his face, and the other guy goes. And the demon like whips around and looks at him and goes, and he rips his fucking sleeves off. He's like, "Oh no, oh man, that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty badass. You did that. Yeah." And then our short just ends there. But godly, dude, like the amount of blood that is in this short with just these two people, especially this kid who gets the chicken dumped on him. He gets his arm slashed at one point. And it's like spitting out. Mm-hmm. It's so fucking good. But all right, we're going to head right over to the scare scale.
Whoa.
Scare scale.
Dustin?
What's that?
He almost tore his Creeperama shirt with that.
That's why there's no mice in my apartment, dude. Because these pythons are here.
Jesus Christ. I'm out. You guys can go ahead and continue this episode without me.
So
dialogue as good as Cruel Jaws.
There it is. The story. It's short and simple and to the point. We learn immediately they're trying to do this ritual to make this kid cool, and it backfires. So my story is a 1. Creature. This demon looks goddamn so cool, dude. He's wearing like that tracksuit, and just the demon head. Like it made sense. It was awesome. My creature's a 1. Atmosphere. I get that they're in a warehouse. I do like the lighting in it, but other than that, man, I just feel like they're running through a warehouse. There's nothing really atmospheric about it. So that's going to be a 0.75 for me. Runtime, it's like 7 minutes long, if that. Short and simple. Yeah, it's like 6 and change. It's like what?
Oh, it's
5:49.
5:49. There we go.
So I don't get to say it.
Oh, dang it. That's a 1. And for the effects, I'm going to lump in the lighting because I really like the lighting. The gore looks awesome. When he gets the blood dumped all on his face is phenomenal. This creature looks amazing. The practicals are great. And that's a 1 for me. So that gives me a grand total of a 4.75.
Nice.
For tonight's short.
Nice.
Brad, what do you say, man? What do you think of We Summoned a Demon?
We Summoned a Demon. I thought this thing was hilarious. I was laughing through the entire thing, especially the eyes bleeding because it's like a boop. It's like you could just hear it go.
That's what he fucking booped him.
The finger just comes in and it's just like a little boop. I was almost in tears when I had to pause it for a second. I was like, okay, I got to collect myself. Let's move on. And then the whole John Travolta thing was pretty good. No, this was fun. It was bloody. It was hilarious. Our two leads just played off each other very, very well. And it reminded me of like stuff from like Astron 6 from Steven Kostansky and his whole gang, like the stuff that they did. And for me, story, this is kind of where I marked it down a little bit, a 0.75, just because the story just feels like I've seen this before. Like we accidentally summoned a demon. Now what do we do? You know, like Knights of Badassdom, or um, now it escaped my mind. I know there's some more recent ones too, but 0.75 for that. Creature, I also went 0.75 just because I wanted his mouth to move. I didn't want it just to look like a mask. Although, just thinking about it, I was like, I know I've seen kind of that look. Have you ever seen Santa's Little Helper or seen the cover of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that with the
I
big
love Santa's
smile.
Little Helper.
Yeah, I love that movie too.
So 0.75 for Creature. Atmosphere, I just love the feel of this movie. I give it a 1. I just thought it was fun. You're in this little place with these guys just going around going, okay, what's going to happen next? I want to see what shenanigans they're going to get into in this short 5 minutes. Runtime, it said it's 5:49. In and out, quick. If I wanted to complain about anything, I kind of wanted more of these guys just playing off each other for a bit with the demon, but it's a 1. And then effects, I also gave it a 1 because it looked great. Same with you. The lighting was awesome, and overall everything. You got plenty of blood. Give me plenty of blood dumped out and splattered around, getting the face ripped off and everything. Yeah, I loved it. So
Hell
a
yeah.
total of a 4.5.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Dustin, what say you?
All right. So yeah, this was the last one that I watched.
Or the
So
last one submitted. Oh wait, it was
I already admitted that, Brad.
so after like where I was in my mind, like after watching the ones I watched previous, this was a delight. I loved this. I had so much fun. It's not perfect, but in my eyes, it is perfect
Mhm.
because of how much fun I had with it. I don't even need to go down the scale with this one because it's a 5-er.
Fuck yeah.
And I might just be because of the creator of this, like his style of creating things is like this. But we said death metal was the last one. That was so over the top that this one was a little bit more tame compared to that one, but I still had so much fun. Like this was great. The story, yeah, seen it a million times over, but I don't know. It works here because it's very short, and these kids probably work in this warehouse or whatever, and they're just like, yeah, let's just do some stuff, and I happen to have a chicken. Let's do it, man. And they have
So
this pretty cool demon that, yeah, it's very minimal, but I enjoyed it. I don't really think anything in here that I would like work more on unless they were trying to do like a full concept thing, which they could.
Oh yeah, they could have a
So
bigger group of friends and make it more.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I know.
he-
I know what I was thinking of. The Deathgasm. Deathgasm.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Accidentally
yeah.
summon a demon.
Yeah. So he has another short called "We Joined a Cult," and then he has one called "We Forgot About the Zombies." I've seen the zombies one, and that's one that's been on my list for a while. And I'm gonna bring it, but it has these two guys in it as well.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
I'm gonna need to watch more of his stuff because if it's
Death metal
this
is
kind
great,
of
dude.
horror comedy style, I'm in.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. As soon as I watched it and I looked it up, I was like, I know his name. And then I looked and I'm like, I always go to like the YouTube, then I'll look at the description and it says follow the creator on Instagram. And I'm like, we're already following him. I'm like, I knew his name because he did fucking death metal. Oh, it's so good. But that gives us a grand total of a 4.75
Nice.
for We Summoned a Demon.
We summoned it.
I'm sorry about the demon.
I'm sorry. Dustin, would you like to tell our ears about the short you brought tonight?
Yeah. So a little backstory on this. I was in a found footage mood. Like I just watched
Sure.
All
a
right.
bunch of found footage movies, and we've done a few found footage shorts on here, and I think the one that we did a while ago was that witch one, right? At the witch house.
Yeah,
That
what was that one called? I think it was
it
called
was called Witch House.
The Witch's House.
The
Something like
Blair
that.
Witch Project.
No, dude, I'll find it and I'll send it to you, Brad. It's actually really pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. So I was kind of like looking for something like that or something. We have this big boom right now with analog horror being a thing, and people, say what you want. Some people really like it, and some people really hate it. I know how you guys feel about it. I'm sorry I brought heck. I'm sorry that I talk about Skinamarink. Let's put those to the side. Um, but
And I didn't have to
as I
talk
was
about
scrolling
Skinamarink.
through, what grabbed me for this one, and I always talk about this because Alter does it, and we talked about it at the beginning of this. They like to spoil things in the thumbnails. And in this one, the thumbnail grabbed me. So I was like, all right, this is
Fair.
what I'm going to be picking. This thumbnail, I kind of like this vibe. I like how it almost looks like a backrooms type thing. So this is I don't even remember the name of Sydney Baker tapes,
Yep, the
which is
Sydney
really
Baker
just
tapes.
the
Sydney
Sydney Baker
Barber tape.
Sydney Barber, and it should just
Yep.
be tape. It shouldn't be tapes. It should just be tape. I will say that. Um, but we start off with our uh, main character, our girl, Sydney, who she's saying that she's turning on her camera and is it all working? We also get a little bit of dialogue in the beginning saying that this happened in, I think, 2005. Sydney would go and explore urban abandoned buildings, which, people do that. This is a very normal thing.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, and these tapes were discovered by someone who unknown just put it online. So it's like, all right, I'm kind of digging this. I've seen it before, of course. It's found footage. It's kind of how you introduce like a found footage thing. Like they just happened to appear or whatever, or the police decided to release these or whatever it may be. So we start following our main girl and we see this big building. We see some shots. She's walking by these windows. At first, I didn't know what this building was. I was like, is this like an abandoned hospital maybe or a school? Still don't really quite know what it is. But
It looked like a school.
yeah, it was very weird, like school, government building, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But we go to the front door and then we're pretty much transported with her walking up these stairs, which is like, okay, I'm kind of liking this vibe. It's dark as fuck. She doesn't really talk a lot, which I kind of vibed with also, being like, all right, so we're here to figure things out along with her. We're not getting some kind of predetermined speech or whatever. So she's walking, and then she goes through a door, walking some more. It's a lot of walking, guys. And at points, there's some very slow walking. But as she's walking, going through doors, she eventually comes across a baby doll, and she goes, "Fuck that!"
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, that's relatable. And then we see her walk into another room, looks like a conference room, and she's just walking, and all of a sudden, boom! Like a recording that starts playing randomly, which is like, okay, that's pretty creepy, just walking around.
Their
And then
wave
all of a
files on the
sudden,
wall.
like screen that starts playing and there's audio, and we're hearing audio. It looks like it's between like one of the head people of this facility with a doctor in this facility, and apparently she's doing things in her room, and then they were asking about this asset, and she's like, well, this thing is not really an asset, and it's kind of killed this other doctor, and it was like all over the place. And then she starts shooting these people, and then our main character is like, I'm out of here. Just runs out the door, and she starts to go towards one of the rooms, which also all the lights are on in this building. I will just say, if this is supposed to be abandoned, why the fuck are the lights on? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. There's all of the power. Unless it's supernatural.
Yes.
Unless the lights, if that's left to our interpretation,
Yeah. It was giving me very backrooms vibes. You can tell that they were very inspired by the backrooms. So I will
Yeah.
say that. But she's walking and she's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah, like I agree with you. Just get out. So she walks towards an exit and she tries to open it and it's locked. First, and another thing, if it's a fire emergency exit, why is it locked? Like that's just that's telling you something. So she's walking. and then she gets a glimpse of whatever this thing is. We don't really see it. I will say that there's some parts that I was like, damn, why do that? So she goes very quickly, and you hear her scream, ah, and she runs, and then she's like hiding underneath something, and then we see a hand that looks like blades. It's like a black arm with some blades on it, and she manages to escape and then find another.
That's what you've seen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, did you see something else?
I didn't see anything. This is my
okay.
problem.
I'll tell you what I saw.
But
penis.
she now diverts to another fire exit, which leads to the stairs. So she opens up the door. Does she quietly close the door? I'm going to ask you. No. She slams that door closed after she knows that she's being chased by something. And right above in the stairwell, you see this black figure start running. And she is now running down the stairs. And there is a cool thing that happens here, I do have to say. She opens up, looks like it goes into level 1 door, which would just go into a hallway. But she opens it and she gets ported into an elevator. Why? I don't know. She's just there, and even she's like, what? And then she gets ported down to the basement, and it's like, okay, are we going to get some cool, stuff happening? Are we going to see more of this creature? We'll get to that. So she gets out, and then she starts slow walking. The slowest walking I have ever seen in a horror movie. And another thing that was getting to me was you can hear the squeaking of the strap on the camera, and it was getting to me so bad. But I was enthralled to see where this was going because I liked the layout. I love the look of this and just seeing where this was going. So she's walking down this hallway very slow. I get you being chased by something, but come on, let's pick up the pace here. She's walking. She looks at something. She's walking. She goes down a hallway, and then we see a room 24 that was talked about in the recording upstairs, and she quickly turns and goes, oh, room 24. And then she turns around, and then she starts picking up the pace, and then she looks to the side, screams again, oh! And then runs, opens up a door, and is then ported into a different room that is pitch black, which is like, okay, this is what I want. Pitch blackness. You're just looking and seeing where the fuck you are because you're ported somewhere. This is cool. So she's walking and then she steps on the piece of paper. Does that piece of paper have any kind of cool lore or anything on there? No. No.
Nada.
She puts it down and she goes, oh, it's a laboratory report. Yeah. Thank you.
Is it in Braille?
And then you start hearing clanking and she goes, hello? Someone there? Like, what? What the fuck? And then we start seeing the hands come around, which is our thumbnail, which is what grabbed me initially to see what this was. And then it comes around and it's literally just a guy in a black warp suit with some like nubs. And then the video starts getting messed up because she's being attacked, and we see like a brief glimpse of this hand, which I think is probably blades or whatever it may be. And then we get to our final shot, which is her hand like twitching and her shoe like against the wall, which I think is supposed to make you think that she was like cut up and like her legs over there, and that's her hand twitching. And then that's the end of our short. So to preface this, my mind going into this was so stoked. I was so stoked to see where we're going. I love found footage. When I picked this, it's a channel that only has one video. It's the only thing they've made, which is like awesome. Props to you. I'm glad that you guys were able to put something together and go and do it. I just think, to me personally, there's a lot of things wrong. And a lot of the tension was so drawn out that it was just not there.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was really cool shots of like you opening up a door and then all of a sudden you're somewhere else. That concept is very cool. Like if you could explore that, you going into a building, wow, I opened the door and it leads me somewhere completely different while being hunted by this thing. It just didn't feel like a threat. It just felt like I'm watching a kid go into a thing being chased by a friend that's dressed up as something, you know. That's what it
Sure.
felt like. But there are parts of it that I thought were really cool. Like, okay, this is cool. I like this. The setting, I will say, was really cool. But let's just jump over to the scare scale, and I will go through my thoughts. All right. Story. I the setup to this, even though we've seen it a million times before, I love it. I love how this person was disappeared. They were going in a government building. All of a sudden, this tape just randomly showed up. Cool. I love that. But the further the story, because there's not really one, other than we're just following somebody who just likes to explore abandoned buildings. Yeah, we get that little snippet of the dialogue, which was kind of okay, but the voice acting kind of took me out of it. I felt like a lot of it was very forced. Like the girl that was talking, I thought was just not up to par to how the man that was speaking compared. I felt like it was counteracting each other. And then finding out there's a creature on the loose. Yeah, it's cool, but it just kind of left me wanting more or something better. So that's going to give me a point 0.5. Story? Um, the creature. Yes, I understand they're trying something different. Maybe this is like an SCP type thing. They're going to creepypasta land, trying to pull something from there, while also trying to make their own thing. It was giving me a lot of Logan loves to watch these stupid things about like cartoon cat and cartoon dog, all these things, and like Bendy, like all these like hand-drawn characters. It was kind of giving me a vibe like that, but just a little bit more not fully thought out, or at least what they were showing us was just not enough for us to be scared of this thing. Because every time we were to see it, she would quickly turn or there'd be a cut. So that kind of leads into the creature being a little bit lackluster for me, and that's also going to be a 0.5. The atmosphere, I love the building. I think the building is really cool. And as I said before, you know, being kind of ported into different areas of this building, whether it's the same time frame or maybe you're being transported to a different time, who knows? Like I love that concept, but a lot of the detention or whatever kind of atmosphere they're trying to build was gone when all the lights were on. If the lights were off and you saw this thing like in the distance and all you had was the little, you know, light
The
on your
camera light.
camcorder, that would have been so much more effective for me. But that's going to be a 0.25 for atmosphere, just because I wanted so much more, but they dropped it really, really hard. Um, for runtime, I felt like they did an okay job of what they had, but also it was kind of too long. This is like what, 12 minutes, I want to say.
I think
So
so.
it's up there for a lot of it just being our character walking around and not really much happening.
It's 11
If there
minutes and
was
10 seconds.
more going on, or are you exploring more of this building and more of the pieces being put together, I felt like the runtime would have been better. But this screams a 5 minute short for me. I feel like it was way too long. So that's also going to be 0.25 for me. And for the effects, there's really not much. So I'm going to say none for the effects. What do you think that gives me? What, a
Wow.
2.5?
It gives you a 1.5.
A 1.5. I really, going into this, I really wanted to like this. And like seeing that it's also a channel that they have not made anything and they're just trying to explore something and maybe make something of this, which they totally could if they learned from what they did from this and kind of make it more. Like go back to that building, have someone else go back, have all the lights off this time, you know, just like add more atmosphere, more creep factor to it. Because I really wanted that. I just didn't get it, unfortunately.
Well, in the description for it, it said it's students at a film school that made it. So,
And that's
But
awesome.
I mean,
and
it's just
I give
great.
them
But
props for that. Like, yeah,
you know
you
what?
made something. I haven't
There
made
was
anything.
Yeah.
that's great. But there was also one that we watched called fuck, Dustin, it was like the one that Parker brought, the something of Portrait of
Portrait
God.
of God.
Dude, that was a student film, and god damn it, like that was made on a $0 budget, and
Yeah,
dude,
that was
it's
really cool.
Okay.
Portrait of God.
but it's two different styles of filming, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah, sure, but as long as, like Dustin said, as long as they learn from it, then
Yeah, which I want to see more of this. I do. I want them to be like, okay, I have a concept, and this I want them to do more.
yeah.
But let's move over to Big Duh. What are your thoughts, my man?
All right, so the story for this one, like you said, it's pretty generic. Girl goes urban exploring. You know, we got a movie with it not last year, but the tail end of 2024 with Devon,
Okay, yeah,
the JWoww movie.
yeah,
But I dig it. I dig urban exploring because that's just scary shit, period. Like going into somewhere that you have no idea what can be there. But in the story, you know, with the dump we get in the conference room, with that conversation being from the 1950s, made it a little creepy because that's how long it's been there. Because it was
Yeah.
when did this take place? 2020,
no, 2005, I think. That's what it was supposed to
2005,
be.
It was
So-
earlier 2000s. Something.
and it was found 15 years later. So it was found in 2020.
Yes, yes.
Okay. But yeah, no, still it being over a 50-year-old creature living in this building. That gets a 0.5 for me. Creature, it's a dude in a fucking Spirit Halloween
Black morph suit. Man.
morph suit with some spaghetti fingers, man.
Yeah, I just got Logan a black morph suit for Halloween.
That's awesome.
Christmas.
Creature gets a 0.25. Atmosphere. The place is really cool until they turn all the lights on. I really liked how eerie it was with just the camera lighting. But then once they turned the lights on, it was just kind of point. It wasn't as scary. But the atmosphere, I like that building a lot. And then, like Dustin was saying, like she's running in this elevator, and she gets off on a different floor, or she runs through this door. She ends up in the elevator. Like there's some type of paradox there to think, you know, to think about. So, atmosphere is a one, not a one. It's a 0.5. Runtime, it's a little too long. This could be a 5 to 7 minute short, easily. 5 to minutes short because there are times where we are running through the hallways for no reason.
Slow walk.
And with that slow walking, dude, we heard her drag her feet
Squeaking of the camera.
through the entire walk. Like there's no way you walk on rocks that loud. There's
Only
no-
runs when the doors are locked.
Oh my god, dude! But the runtime is getting a 0.5 because, like I said, it could have been a 5 to 7 minute short. Now for the effects, that's where it does shine a little bit. The cuts and edits for like the psh part of the tape, where it cuts to another room, where we get the static. The lighting for the camera light only is really good. I really dig that. And then the sound design for the conference room conversation. I get what you're saying, Dustin. Like it sounds like the man is way more like they weren't recording it at the same time,
Yeah.
and then one's mixed higher than the other. But I didn't really get that. I thought it was fine,
Okay.
you know. But so the effects are getting a 1 from me,
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
which I was generous. I did see that it was a student film. You know, like I'm not. They have something I don't, like you said, Brad.
Literally, and I'm
Yeah.
happy, to see that people
Yeah.
are out there making stuff. It just wasn't enough for me.
Yeah. So that gives me a grand total of a 2.75
Wow.
for the short.
Okay. All
Brad,
right.
what about you, man?
Well, I'm going to preface at the beginning here that I'm usually not a fan of found footage. It takes a lot for me to really enjoy a found footage.
Frogman fucks.
Exactly. Like that
Yeah.
kicks ass.
Yeah.
So I'm found footage I don't seek out. I don't typically always watch. And when I
Yeah.
saw that it was a student film, all the props to them for making this. They made something, and found footage is one of the simplest, cheapest, easiest ways. You got a
Yep.
camera, let's go.
Yep.
So going in, I was like, okay, it's a student film. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt with this. Let's go. So for my story, though, I gave it a 0.25 because it's one of those like I feel like maybe that's why found footage doesn't always hit with me. Is the stories always are like very similar, very much the same, and it's like, oh, we've seen all this before. For the creature,
It's silly as fuck.
dude in the leotards and the spaghetti fingers, and I gave it a 0.25 because it made me laugh. I found it hilarious when he came out, and I was like, okay, that's funny. Atmosphere 0.25. I like you. I felt like they dropped the ball. You have this place, but it's brightly lit, and you could have made it creepy, dark, and just scary.
Or just explain why the lights are on.
Yeah.
Why did everything get turned on?
Yeah, it's simple as, oh, she hits a switch and everything goes whoosh.
Phew.
55-year-old abandoned building.
Yeah. Someone's still paying that power bill.
That's that asset.
Yeah.
Runtime 0.25. It was too long. It needed to be, 5-6 minutes max, because you needed to just kind of go. Pick up, like with her, pick up the pace. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Like something's chasing you, man. Let's not
Yeah.
shuffle our feet. And the effects, again, I just saw a brightly lit building and a dude in a leotard suit. I gave it a 0. So my total was a 1. I tried. I wanted
fair,
to give
man.
the benefit of the doubt so much, but I was like, man, this
Dude,
was-
I know. I wanted so
failed.
much more from this. I
Yeah.
think I hyped myself up for it because of that thumbnail really got me. I was like,
Oh yeah.
we're gonna get some kind of creepy creature in
See
here.
you see the dark fingers around the
Like,
door, and you're like,
It's like I want to know what that is, but when you get the reveal of like what that is, you're like, oh, okay.
you get the
Yeah.
fingers, and you're like, okay, here it is, and then they open it up, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
I
And
think
also,
what
like,
if-
All the lights are on.
Yeah,
that wasn't like that.
I think what would have saved that reveal was if the lights were off and the light was flickering.
Or if the camera was just like shaking so much that all you could make
Or-
out was the hands.
Or
yeah,
if half of it was in night vision.
Night vision would have been creepy as fuck. That would have
Yeah.
been
that could have worked.
that would have
Yeah.
saved it, I think.
Yeah, so that gives us a grand total of a 1.75
Oof.
for the Sydney Barber tapes.
Well, if you guys are listening to this by chance, you see that we covered it. I don't want you to think that our scores are going to make you feel discouraged to go and make something new. Just elaborate on this, learn from it, and just
Oh,
it could be something great. It
Absolutely.
really could.
Yeah, I did
they
get
made something. I haven't. So
I did get a text from Brad this morning though, asking what's the lowest rating we've ever done on Tales, and I had a highly suspicious thought that
It's always me.
it was about this short.
Always
then
me, man.
I told him I gave Heck a 0.25.
You did.
You don't know.
Why the fuck did I watch?
I could have been talking about my own short. You just don't know.
Brad, I do know because you and I have talked about your short before multiple times. But no, there's things that they could have learned from. Like I said, if this thing was like in half night vision, God,
That would've
damn
been
it, dude.
cool.
That'd have been scarier. Like this monster wouldn't have
even-
looked like a dude in a black suit. Like you'd
What's
have
the
been able to
one?
hide it.
The Outwaters. You know
Outwaters,
how when it
It's
went
got
dark,
like
it was
it's got,
just like
the hole, the hole of the camera.
circle. And then they had the voice of her
Mm-hmm.
calling out to her mom and everything else, and he's like, it just creeped me out.
Yeah.
This just didn't have that to it.
Yeah. So, well, all right, Brad, bring us home with your short.
Well, my short is Wake. It is the longest one this week, 12 minutes and 11 seconds. And this is another one, as you know, I tend to bring it. I feel like I want to bring light to movies that have played here at Horror Hound that maybe people don't know about, never heard about. And there was another one I was going to bring. I'm saving it for next time. Because when I went on, I was like, oh, I remember this one because I told Dustin about it. And I was like, this is the one I'm going to do this time. I'm going to save the other one for next time. But this one, we open with audio of like radios talking about a storm and how this night ahead it's gonna be a long night. Things are gonna happen tonight. And
Cat 5 hurricane.
yeah. And we pan down to it's pouring rain. We pan down, there's these feet in the ground, and you're just kind of looking up the legs, and it goes to black. And then we open back up, and it's a door in a morgue. You're basically in the hole as you kind of slide out right after that. There's a nurse that pulls it out, and your POV, you come out with it, which I thought was really cool. And there's obviously a body on the slab. The body or the power goes out right after that, and you get these kind of the what do you call them?
The floodlights.
There you go. The emergency lights. They're all red, which
Yeah.
look really cool.
Which is wild to think that, because, hospitals have so many backup generators, specifically for those reasons. And the fact
Yeah.
that this one went
Well,
out.
Well, you'll find out here in a second.
Yeah.
Another nurse, she's slowly kind of walking around, and then another nurse shows up, scares her, she like jumps, and she takes out her phone and she looks, and there's a picture of this old woman, and she's talking about how she hasn't been able to reach her mom. She's trying to call her and not reaching her. And you find out as these two nurses are talking that they're trying to get everything out of this building. I feel like I don't know if they mentioned that they're the last two, but there's not much left.
Yeah. Because, the nurse that comes down goes, "Did we not see what's going on up there? We're short. This many people.
Yeah.
There's
And
only,
then they bring
there's only
this
you,
to us.
me." Yeah, exactly. There's only a handful of them left.
So they move the body onto a table because they're going to examine it, uncover it, and they're like, holy shit. It's this woman. She's tied up with rope. There's something on her chest. Her eyes there's cloth over her eyes. They're like she's just messed up. And then the second nurse that came in, she gets called away. They're like, we need your help up over here. We got to get this wrapped up so we can get out of here. So she's like, go ahead, go. And our first nurse, she starts examining the body, and she's looking, and she reaches into the mouth, and there's something in there, and she pulls out, and there's a like an old coin in her mouth, and she's looking at it, and then boom, the reserve lights go off. It just goes black. She drops the coin on the ground.
Oof.
And then she's walking around the room. She goes to kind of a doorway, and she's looking out the window of the door, and you just see down the hallway, and you see all this lightning flashing. And I couldn't tell if you see something down there or if it's just your eyes playing a trick on you, kind of thing, in the dark with the flashing.
I don't think there's anything down there.
And then she goes back to the body. And the thing that's on the woman, the dead woman's body, she kind of pushes it in, because before that she kind of started to pull it out and it looked like there was like nails in it, but then when she goes back, she pushes it down. I don't know why she didn't take it out. But and then thinking she hears something, she leans down at the body. She's leaning closer to the face, and then her phone rings. It scares you, and it's her mom calling. So she answers it, and mom's on the phone saying, "Who are you?" She's confused, doesn't know what's going on. So you're like, "Oh, I think mom has Alzheimer's. She's probably supposed to be there, or someone's supposed to be there taking care of her."
Sure.
So she tries to comfort her. She starts singing it to her. Yes, Jesus loves you. Starts singing to calm her. And then she's in there with you. And she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, the woman who stole my purse. She's behind you. And it's like, I expected some big like, wah, right there. But nope, that doesn't happen. You're just like, oh, yeah, you know something's coming. And then so she goes over to cover the body. And, oh no, uh the phone hangs up on her because of the storm. She loses service. And then she goes over, covers up the body, and she goes to try to slide it back in, and something it gets caught on something. So she's reaching in. There's many points in this. I'm gonna preface this that you think a jump scare is gonna come. You're like, okay, this is gonna happen right here. Something's gonna happen right here, and it doesn't. So she pulls out. At first, I was like, is that like, or something falls on the ground, and she picks it up. And at first, I was like, was that like a body part or something? But it's something wrapped in like some sort of cloth, and she's going to start unwrapping it. And as she starts to do it, a light behind her, just one light, turns on, and there's a bag on the table with the light shining on it. Looks like a purse. And you kind of hear this sound, this like slurping sound. So she slowly walks over. She opens the bag, and here's our thumbnail. She opens the bag, and it's just like a few things in there. She's rustling around, and then there's a head, blood coming out of the mouth. And I'm pretty sure that was Mom's head, right?
It was her mom, yeah.
Yeah. And then the body on the table sits up. She runs out of the room into the hallway, and she sees her mom standing, staring against the wall. And then there's kind of a flash, and it turns into the girl who is who's dead. She starts running down the wall, like the walls are cracking. And then the other nurse comes back in. This woman is crying. She gives her a hug and backs up, and it's that dead girl again. And then the girl leans back, the dead girl, and she has fangs, leans forward, bites her on the neck. She tries to get away, screaming, and there's this wrestling. She goes in and does one last bite on her, and it's a close-up on her face as she's, this creature is biting her. She has tears coming down her face. And then I love this transition where it fades on her face, and then it slowly just fades lit up like it's the next morning or something like that. The next day or daytime.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sitting on the floor in a hallway, and it kind of pans back, and her mom's next to her. She pats her on the shoulder and looks at her and just says, "It's time to go." And she's just sitting there, and you can tell that she's just worn out, tired, and she's laying back, and she's just starting to fade down. And then it's just one last breath, and her eyes open wide, and then it just says, "Wake." And then we're done.
And we're out of there, baby. Fuck working in a morgue.
Literally did.
And for me, this short is a fiver. It's a fiver. I absolutely love this. The atmosphere alone in this movie just kills. It is every twist and turn. You're like, okay, something's coming, and you're just kind of like on the edge of your seat waiting. And it looks great. I didn't expect it to be some vampire girl there. And then you think, is this all in her head? Is she dying? What is going on? Like, there's so much going on in it, but I'm like, it works. It works. And I absolutely love it.
Hell yeah. Little D, what about you, man?
Yeah, I did enjoy this one. It was longer, but it didn't feel that long, so I will say that. The story I did enjoy, anytime we have a movie or a short that's based in a morgue or a hospital, I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I hate that. But I enjoyed it. The whole build up, and also with the mother seeming to have Alzheimer's that hit very close to home with me because my grandmother passed away from Alzheimer's, and my mom is a very big advocate for all that stuff and donates money to that, and I do myself from time to time. So that was very close to home to me. I did enjoy that. So the story is going to be one. The creature, it's not just our vampire girl, it's also the building with it changing from being in a hospital to being in it's like the thing from Phantasm, the cemetery. I forget what are those
Mausoleum.
mausoleums where it goes from that. That was also really, really cool. I'm gonna even lump all that in as a creature,
Yeah, when she's
just
in the hallway,
because,
yeah, I guess kind of what it looks like. Yeah.
yeah. So the creature is going to be a one. I mean, the way that our vampire just looks without, being any movement, just everything was just really cool, and all little nods to like different ways to keep vampires down. Like you got them
Hmm.
being staked, you got them having the coin, them being blinded. Even I think they were bound at some point, or even like
Yep.
having stuff by the head. When she takes that out, I thought it was like a rat at first, and I think she even
Okay.
thought it was like a rat, and then she put it down, and then oh no, it's just cloth that was like stuck at the end of when she was trying to push it back in. Um, that was really, really cool. The atmosphere, I thought this was great. I mean, it's during a storm. I mean, what better scenario than to put our main character in working in a hospital while trying to evacuate everybody, and you have a Category 5 hurricane outside that's literally wreaking havoc. And we just happen to find this girl out in the storm, and here you go, you got to deal with her.
Yeah. Good
Crazy.
luck.
And then like all these things going on in her mind, whether it's happening, whether she's like sleep deprived, working these hours, who knows, or if it's all actually happening, like maybe this vampire was actually real and it was like fucking with her mind, or biting her, or putting off some kind of like pheromones, or making her see things. Who knows? So that's going to be a one for me as well. Runtime, yeah, it was longer, but I said that it didn't really feel that long. It kind of breezed by. I enjoyed the whole ride of, seeing this purse just come out of nowhere, and after just hearing about it, and also like you were saying, Brad, like expecting jump scares and
Mhm.
stuff, and they didn't really go to that. They were making you more think, psychologically, being like, oh, what's going to happen now? You're gearing up for this and it doesn't happen, but something slightly scarier happens. It's more like I'm playing with your emotions throughout this whole entire thing. So that's going to be a one. And the effects, it's everything. I mean, this whole short is effects driven. You got lights going on and off, you got sound design, you got different uh areas and different places you're going. So you got like fading from this building to that building to this character now being attacked, or now being next to her mom, or you even got the phone with the lighting and stuff going on like that, and then it being disconnected. There's so much. So that's going to be one for me as well. So it's a fiver. I enjoyed this one a lot, and I was not entirely sure what it was going to be. At first, I thought it was going to be also going to be a zombie thing, but once I saw
Yeah.
the stakes or they're pulling stuff out, I'm like, it's going to be a fucking vampire, which is so out of left field. Like you're not expecting that
Yeah.
at
No.
all. I really wasn't expecting it to be a vampire, and I love that.
And that's
Yeah.
why I love like its thumbnail. It gives away this little thing, but it
Hmm.
doesn't give away anything really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Uh,
like the fingers that you
yeah,
already
yeah,
know
yeah,
that
yeah.
those
Spaghetti
are coming.
fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big duh. How you feeling about this, man?
So you said was this the first time you watched this one,
Me?
Dustin? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this short played the Sunday you were not able to attend the Salem Horror Fest.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, so I've seen this one before.
That
Brad and
Sunday
I,
was filled with bangers.
yeah, dude, Brad and I talked about this short since then. Like we've been talking about it, and he's been keeping me up to date on when it was actually going to drop on Alter. That one's not the new one, right? This dropped a
No.
couple of months ago.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Yeah, so I've had it on my list for a while, but I'm glad Brad brought it because Brad's seen it at Horrorhound, I seen it at Salem Horror Fest. So the story for this one, man, it's phenomenal. It's a we're in and out in a matter of 12 minutes, but we're told so much that it didn't make you feel like you were being overwhelmed. It didn't leave out details. It was great. So stories of one creature. I'd like to think that this short takes place like in Louisiana.
Okay.
Louisiana or Mississippi, like around that where they can still get hurricanes, because the way this creature is handled, I feel is like some hoodoo shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, like I loved Sinners for that reason. Like I loved Annie in that, how she was so knowledgeable on how to counteract these vampires, and like whoever put this vampire to rest, because this vampire looks really old, and they said they found it washed up on this street. So whoever put it to sleep had to have been just as old as this vampire was.
Yeah.
And putting the silver in the mouth, because silver is like the purest of metals, or believed to be the purest of metals. That way it'll help ward off those evil spirits. The sight, the stakes, and the creature, the vampire looked really cool too. Very Del Toro like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is the vibe I got. And then along with what you're saying, Dustin, like this the scene swapping from the morgue to the mausoleum was beautiful, and I include that because that's all in her brain. That's the creature doing something to her. So creature's getting a 1 for me. Atmosphere. Fuck working in a morgue. That's probably the scariest fucking thing. And we just talked about it last week with the decedent. No way would you catch my ass down there. Ever. But it did its job. It was scary. 1. Runtime, 12 minutes. Did not feel like 12 minutes. I want more of this. I want more of the setting. I want more of this monster. I want more of this short. Runtime's a 1. And the effects, lighting is amazing. Creature's amazing. The head in the bag is amazing. When she zones out, like when she starts hearing all that stuff and like the other nurse is like calling for her, it's great. Effects are a 1 for me as well, which gives me a grand total of a 5 as well. Brad hit a home run with this
5
one.
all around, dude.
Yeah, man, and that gives that short a grand total of a 5 for
15.
the short because maths.
5 plus
Yeah,
5 plus 5 equals 15, my guy.
Franks.
I love this.
Yes.
I love this short film so much. Like
It's good.
when I was looking at the other one and it was like, oh, Wake's on here? What? Oh, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Immediately, I was like, I just dropped it in the
Oh yeah, man.
in the chat right away because I was like, man, this one just kills. Like it won sound design and production design at the awards at Horror Hound, and it
Awesome. It deserves it.
I mean, the sound design alone, because you just hear like the gurgling from the bag and just little pieces. Because I watched it today with headphones on, and you're like, oh, I didn't hear this type of stuff when I'm sitting in a room with people, but now I'm like, oh, I heard this.
You're enthralled with it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you both loved it. I knew Dustin already did, but
yeah. But that gives tonight's Tales a grand total of a 3.83.
Yeah, mine definitely brought that down.
It sure as shit did. But that's all right. That's all right. Brad, what order would you watch these in?
I'd probably start with We Summoned a Demon. I'd do Wake, and then I would just delete Sydney Barber tapes.
Delete.
Fall asleep.
Yeah, I need to go to bed now after these other ones kept me awake.
Damn. Dustin, what about you?
I'd probably do it in the order that it was in. So Wake, mine, and then yours. To get into the vibe of something spooky, then be like, oh, I'm really gonna get into something spooky, and have a letdown, and then be like, okay, I'm gonna laugh now.
I'm gonna laugh myself to sleep with tears.
Yeah. I would start with the Sydney Barber tapes. Get it out of the way. Then I would do Wake, and then I would do We Summon a Demon. And
Nice.
and then I had a good
Good chuckle.
viewing. Yeah, good chuckle. But yeah, solid fucking tales tonight.
Mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what I bring next time.
Yeah, next
I'm always a wild card. Ah!
next next week's tales will be tales 30, and that means we at that point will have recommended 90 short films.
That's
And
crazy.
they're not all great, y'all, as you
They're
can
not.
see tonight.
That's not just tonight. He also brought Heck. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta educate people.
I mean,
It's all about learning, you know.
not everything, just like movies, they're not all going to be great. Some
Yeah.
are good, some are bad.
Yeah, I mean, the book I have from, I think Tales 1 is in here. If not, Anna does have Tales 1 written down. My book starts with Tales 5.
Tales 5.
I know there's sometimes when I'm
Oh,
looking
no.
for shorts, I'm like, hey, have you guys done this one? Because I haven't gone back and
Yeah.
No,
We've done so many.
the one I have in here has it starts with Fishwife.
Oh,
There's
nice.
like Tales 3.
When the hell did I bring Heck?
Oh, that was way later. That was in the teens.
Damn.
Yeah. But no, Tales 30 next week's going to be pretty sweet. I do have a really fun one in the pocket from a group that I've been talking to for a while now that I met at Salem Horror Fest. So that's going to be a ton of fun. But Brad, as always, it's a pleasure. What you got cooking over on Tomb of Terrors?
yeah, thanks for always. I always love coming on the tales. Love trying to find. I mean, just like you guys, I do a lot with Horror Hound, so I watch a lot of shorts, and it's just cool seeing all the various different pieces they do with a short amount of time. But Tomb of Terrors, I had taken a little bit of time off. I just needed to decompress from
Sure,
the end of
of
the
course.
year and
Fair enough.
busy. But 2026 is going to be a big year. I am doing the year of Nashi. I'm doing 13 Paul Nashi movies throughout the year. Anyone who doesn't know who that is, he's a Spanish actor, director, writer. He did almost 120 films in total.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm doing 20 total, 13 on the feed and 7 for Patreon throughout the entire year. They're going to sprinkle through the year, but Dustin and Dustin are coming on for one. But
yeah, man.
that's the big thing I'm doing this year. The next couple weeks, I have a couple interviews that I'm doing this week, and yeah, we'll just see. There'll be plenty of movies out there to be watched and to be talked about, people to talk to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
As I alluded to at the beginning of the episode before Dustin rudely interrupted,
Here's the payoff.
here it is.
Everybody's
baby.
been waiting for it.
The money shot. Get in the splash zone.
Wild.
We will be participating in a larger capacity with Salem Horror Fest this year. Other than just doing our coverage like we did last year in our short film, retrospects, we've scored big time with them. Like they
Yep.
they have done a lot for us, and we really want to pay it back. So, the opportunity to work with them this year is going to be fantastic.
Yes. And
Awesome.
no,
Awesome.
Salem Horror Fest, as I've said before, has been a very big part of my horror movie life and just life in general around here, the community. I've been going to that fest since 2018. So for this to be something that we are able to do and crafting friendships with the new directors over the years, not just as of recently, but it's very big for me personally. So for this to be something that we're able to do, and I introduced you and Anna, and now Brad has it on his radar, and this makes me really happy because it is a very special festival, and it's not just about films. It's about the community. It's about the people. It's about culture. It's intertwined into so many other things. And we just had an interview with Leslie and Bertie that dropped 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we kind of went on a little bit of a dive there with what we could talk about at the time. But now the cat is literally out of the bag since it is cat themed, which is amazing. I love that so much. Yeah, it's so cool. It's very surreal. It's not hitting me as hard right now, but I know it definitely will once we are there doing
Yeah.
stuff. But
No,
yeah,
I'm happy for you guys because it's an awesome thing because I know I've been in your shoes. I know exactly how you're feeling right now. When I got in with Horror Hound, it's the same thing. That you get in with the horror community, it's just one big family. Everyone, you're there for horror, and it's just everybody's there for a common thing, and it's a great time. So I'm happy that you guys got this connection. It's awesome.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Brad. But all right, Dustin, what do we got to do to get out of here, man?
Just say thank you. And I'm glad to be back. Last week I was fucking sick. I was sick very bad. I could barely talk without coughing, and I missed some good episodes that was happening. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy to be back. And Brad, it's always great to have you here as well. But yeah, for everybody listening, this year is going to be huge going forward. I'm amped. So for those of you who want to support us a little bit further, you can go over to our Patreon for $2 a month.
$2, Bob.
And you can get all of our episodes up to a week early. I said this on our main episode this week, but I'm going to say it again here. We are trying to, work on actually upholding that part of things being at least a week early for you guys over on Patreon. Things get crazy over here with editing or scheduling and recording times. It could be a little crazy, so we do apologize. But for those of you who are over there supporting us, it means a lot. And if you can't do that, you can go right over and listen to us free everywhere else. And ratings and likes, those are free as well. We are on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. YouTube seems like kind of the go-to for a lot of people to go and listen and or watch us. So that's really, really cool. We are gaining subscribers, which is amazing. Very close to 500. So very, very happy on that. And I guess on that note, we're going to let everybody off the hook. Go ahead and watch these shorts. If you guys have any shorts that you want to recommend to us, please let us know. You can also email us at thebhopodcast@gmail.com. And that's about it. So we'll see everybody on the next one.
Later.
Bye.